Hi there. Welcome back to the Streams of Emotions. I am your host, Moses. You can call me Mo for short. I'm really glad you are here again. In our first episode, we talked about the unavoidable truth regarding our emotion. That our emotions are something that we can't escape, we can't run away from, we can't live without them because they are part of us. They are part of being human. Your emotion is not a sign of weakness, but they are signals which mostly communicate information, something we particularly look at in subsequent episode. For now, if you have not listened to the first episode, I will admonish you to listen to it for your own benefit as well. Now, we want to move on to something more practical when it comes to our emotions, and that is what is the impact of our emotions when it comes to our life decision. We want to look at how our emotions or how we feel shapes the quality of our lives. We understand that your emotion has what it takes to make your life either beautiful or miserable. This is what we really want to look at it now. Think about how differently life feels depending on what is happening inside of you. On days where you feel calm, hopeful, connected, even ordinary tasks and difficult tasks seem to be lighter. Challenges feels manageable. Conversations flow more easily than you can ever think of. But on days where fear, anger, or anxiety takes over, the same world feels so heavy to bear. Have you ever experienced this twist of situations before? During these moments, small problems feel overwhelming, people feel distant, and lives become harder than it needs to be. Now, imagine this uncomfortable situation that often breeds fear in anyone generally. Let's talk about losing a job, for instance. Let's consider this situation where there are two people who have faced or who are faced with the same sudden loss of a job. It's the same event, same uncertainty, but reaction will be differently. Let's say one person gets quickly overtaken by fear, anger, and self blame, blaming him or herself on several things, mistakes made here and there. And because of that, their emotions pull them inward and then they withdraw from others. They replay worst case scenario, how life would be without money, without finding job, how the system is difficult, and days pass and they feel stuck, drained, and overwhelmed. This is one scenario. Let's look at if the other person feels the same shock. At the same time, they feel the sadness, they feel the worry, but alongside these feelings, something emerges, a sense of resolve. That is when they have that quiet belief that this might be a turning point to something greater or to something better. Their emotions move them to update their CV, reach out to others, learn something new, and take small steps forward one day at a time. You realizing that it's the same external situation. It didn't change. However, the emotion response influenced the direction of their reaction or their feedback or their response to the same situation. This is where we identify one of the most powerful truths when it comes to our emotions, and that is emotions don't just color your experiences, they shape them by driving your actions. They shape them, yes, by driving your actions. Your emotion influence what you do. So the second reason why we need to learn about emotion is that your emotion can make your life either beautiful or miserable. And the reality is that almost everything we do can be traced back in some way to how we felt at that time. Almost everything. The reality is that your emotions are the quiet forces behind your choices. They shape how you react, how you speak, what you avoid, what you move forward to do, and they make you feel confident at some time, hopeful at other times, and they make you either open up or close up. They encourage you to take chances or just to relax and stay cool at where you find yourself. Your emotion can trigger you to connect with people and they can trigger you to withdraw from people When you feel anxiety dominates your life, you pull back because that is what your emotion is telling you to do. Pull back. And you be hesitant in taking things. Sometimes we even deny ourselves of the chance to grow. This is what emotions can do. Now, let me give you some practical situation or scenario of things that may have influenced your decision based on your emotions. Consider that impulse purchase that you engage in. You see, you had that excitement, that feeling, that present need, that kind of feeling that I need this now. And so you purchase whatever you had to purchase. You did that impulse buying. Or there are times that you had to pause on what you are supposed to purchase because you felt uncomfortable within you. There are places that you didn't want to go because you didn't feel okay to go. You see, sometimes it may be an apology that you had to take several time ago, but you refused. But there came a point in time where you felt that guilt, that remorse, that need for peace. And so you went ahead to take the decision of seeking peace between you and that person. All these telling us how our emotions can influence our action. So we understand that understanding your emotion is not a luxury, it's a necessity. I want to take it again. Understanding your emotion is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's one of the practical tools you can have or you can know so that it can shape your life. If you really want to influence the direction of your life, then you must pay attention to your emotion. What is happening inside of you? If you want to influence the direction of your relationships, your everyday decisions, then it's very important to pay attention to your emotions. And just as I mentioned earlier in the example that I gave, two different people handled their feelings in different way when it came to the job loss. And because of that, they had different experiences. Though they had similar losses, similar frustration, similar disappointment, and similar backfire of hope. Yet what they did was differently due to how they felt. This is why learning, listening, and lessening the load of emotion is very essential. And this is the heart of streams of emotions. We learn what our emotions are telling us, we listen without judgment, and in doing so, we begin to lessen the weight that they carry. To refresh our memory, we have learned that our emotions can make our life beautiful or miserable. And everything we have done, good or bad, started with a feeling. In our next episode, we will be discussing how many of our emotions or feelings aren't as personal or isolating as they seem. So stay tuned for that. Remember that there is power in your emotions. Observe them and use them to your advantage. So we come by you another time. Have a wonderful time.